Hey friends, so I feel compelled to share with you how I used to be a compulsive liar, straight up. So Tarantino, yet again, starting at the end, well, starting at the beginning, I guess, because I'm not a compulsive liar anymore. Praise God, right? Um, what I feel compelled to share with you is that life taught me to lie. Life taught me to lie because what I recognize is the reason why I would lie all the time, and I know my hair is weird because I'm getting ready for bed, but whatever, is to satisfy the needs of others, to protect myself, right? There's various reasons, but I learned from a very, very early age how to read the unwritten scripts. I'm always talking about the unwritten scripts, right? As a sensitive soul, what I'm referring to is when you can pick up on the energy of someone else, the things that they're not saying, the emotional state that they're truly in, even though their face might show something else. So they might be smiling externally, laughing, and all the things, but there's something in you that kind of senses that beyond the surface, there's sorrow. There's anger, there's whatever it is, whatever emotional response that there is going on. And so what you start to do is react to that sub level of emotional truth that they refuse to convey to the world. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because maybe that's been in the past or is currently a place and space that you find yourself in, right? I have to tell you, lying is not the way to go. We all know that. Like, lying is bad, okay? However, I recognize and understand why you might do it. My hair looks so weird, you guys. Anyway, I'm trying to like fluff it up. Anyway, but to understand why does not give the green light to continue to do something once you know that it is not the way to live. What we have to get beyond, and what I had to get beyond I statements, is pleasing everyone, being afraid that people were going to walk away from me, because that fear of abandonment would also not force me, because we take ownership of our own actions and our words and all of those things, but that fear of abandonment would be a key component in why I would use lies in order to, what I felt, keep a person close to me or keep them there. So what the reason I'm sharing this is maybe you find yourself in that place and space, and the lies aren't necessary. The lies, what they do is keep you in a place and space that you are not meant to be in. Because the reason why people are staying is because they're believing the narrative that you're creating based off of the things that they're not saying. So they feel like, oh, this person gets me. They see me. They know everything. We're, two peas in a pod and all those types of things. Meanwhile, you're not even a pea. You're a different type of vegetable, fruit, or whatever it is, right? But you're putting on that act. You're putting on that facade because you don't want to lose people. You'd rather be around the wrong people than be by yourself. But what I received to share with you is it's in that solitude where God can work best within you. When I got into a place of solitude, when I got to my breaking point, when I got to the depths of the depths, and I realized that lies were not upholding me, that was when God was able to step in. He was always there, but I always kept a gate or a door there in order to kind of keep him at arm's length, where I would open it every now and then. I say grace over my food. I don't want to get poisoned, right? Or I say prayers before I go to bed and all the things, but I wasn't truly inviting him into my life because I've got this. That controlling aspect and narrative that was basically my entire existence is what superseded anything that God could do in my life, led by lies. But once I let go of the lies, once I realized the true things and people, places, and things that I would risk losing for the sake of a lie, a lie, like I would lose my family over a lie, over lies? No, I don't think so. So it was no longer worth it. And once I got to the depths of the depths where I could no longer uphold a mask, I could no longer uphold a false narrative, that's when God was able to step in. That's when he started to reshape me. That's when he started to show me who I am based off of his views as opposed to world views, right? And so the bottom line to this bottom line is, if you find yourself in that space and place, there is another side. You find yourself amongst people that you can't truly relate to because you've built a narrative on lies, then maybe it's time to stop. And it's never too late or too soon to stop. You feel like you've built up this entire world, this entire multiverse based off of lies, and now you don't know who you would be once you step outside of it. You feel like you've created like this entire persona based off of other people, and now you don't even know who you are anymore, especially when you look in the mirror. So what I feel compelled to share is to simply stop, to let go. Because you're holding on, what I see is almost somebody holding on to a net. It's not even like something that's solid. It's a net where things can continue to fall through, and they do because of the lies. And you're holding on so tightly that it's starting to essentially cut your hands, and it's starting to put so much strain and pressure on yourself because you can't carry that weight anymore. And what God has been consistently saying is, every time that those lies slip through the cracks, every time you get caught, every time somebody turns out to be something that you are really not prepared for, every time you feel like you have to put on such a mask that you can barely hold it up, and you almost forget to uphold that fake persona in the presence of different people because you change so much in different areas. You don't even know who you are. You become the person that each environment requires you to be, because you do have that sensitivity. You can read the room. You do know people's depths. But now what I received to share with you is it's time to start knowing yourself. And once you know yourself, and then you can display that truth, that ultimate truth of who you are based off of who he has designed you to be, then that's when you will find freedom. That's when you will find your true people. That's when you will feel the joy that surpasses all understanding, because I've lost all these people in the past because they only like me based off of the lies that I created, right? We have to take ownership of our own actions. And now maybe you find yourself in a place and space of solitude, but that's okay, because the things that we hold on to also hold on to us. And in order to receive new blessings, we have to make space for the blessings, the true blessings. Bottom line to this bottom line, life may make you or compel you to lie, but we have to find that integrity and do the right thing, even when no one is watching. The lies will lead you to depression, anxiety, and everything that comes along with it. So maybe it's time to drop the fake persona and start seeking yourself through him. But listen, you know what I say? These are my moments. It's your life. You're strong. You're powerful. You get to decide. And that's it. Bye.